Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thanks again for joining me here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. We're taking a quick look here again at AVAX. We're going to extend out our ranges here and kind of see where we're at with the overall sense of things, because when it comes to the price action hitting this upper level, there's a good chance we're going to see a potential retracement. So we are due likely for a correction for our ABC pattern. So just keep in mind, we could very well see something along these lines here where the price action comes back down to perform a bearish backtest of that ascending trend line. Okay, so we'll pay attention to that and just kind of see where we're at. So if you are new to the channel, I just want to say thanks again. Welcome on board. Appreciate you watching and the awesome feedback I've been receiving over the years and or last few months. It's just great to be part of this with you. So thank you very much. You can say thank you by hitting the like button and commenting below if you get a chance. Deeply appreciate that. And what we want to do here, just quickly look before we jump into anything else, is the back-end liquidation data. There is a lot of liquidation down at about low as $27, $27.30, and there's a solid chance that could be swept here in the relative near future if, once again, you got to recognize Bitcoin fills its CME gap. There's no guarantee this is going to happen, but I can tell you it would make sense for that to occur just based on the simple fact that greed is a very real thing. Speaking of greed, we took a nice 45%. We didn't get greedy, rather. We took 45% from Bitcoin, a little 10% from Chainlink, and 63% from Caspa over the weekend. So nice solid weekend there for us. Let's jump into the monthly and just clarify too, there's definitely some more liquidation at about $31 or 30.6. It's a solid amount. That's a quarter $2 billion of liquidation at 31.50. Okay. The reason why that's there, though, keep in mind, is that $30 is that strong resistance level for this coin. But look at this. The more often we can, you've known this for a while if you've ever watched my shows or my videos. The more often you test a resistance level, the more likely it is to break. Looks like we're trying to retest that again here, only a few hours later. So this may not be the top. This ABC pattern it may be a little premature to presume. So make sure that you understand there's a lot of reasons why AVAX looks like it's back on track. And let's talk about that. So daily time frame, work our way down here. First of all, we're over the 20-day simple moving average. This is extremely important. Keep in mind that 50-day SMA is up there, it's about $32, $33. Before we get to that level, though, we got to recognize that the 20-day SMA here is about $28. And that's a very solid consideration. In other words, that was a previous support level for us. It would make sense if we see an ABC pattern or even just a simple pullback. That would be a solid and or logical place for the next long position. Having said all that, we are tentatively breaking above this descending trend, this more macro trend too. So that's a very, very solid situation there. All the more reason to be very careful and cautious trying to take a short with this coin. Me personally, when I see a strong amount of liquidation above the price action, even though there is some down below, that's a very small percentage compared to this larger one up top. It's important to be mindful and not to get too hasty. A lot of folks, they like to short coins as soon as they spike up. You can have some luck with that, but there's also a large consideration in crypto specifically for the price to continue in that same direction. Either way, we're seeing a stochastic max out here. This isn't divergence, by the way. This is just plateauing. And we're breaking above 50 on the RSI. MACD is also converging here. These are a lot of signs to let us know that a long position may be viable for this coin. And again, I say may be viable because, again, a little too early to tell, but this coin has shown a lot of strength in the last 48 hours. And that's, again, a weekend, but there's more volume than usual over the weekend too, and that was a very good thing. Having said that, the 4-hour time frame we're rejecting tentatively at about 70 on the RSI. All the more reason why we should expect the price to pull back a little bit. But it would also make sense for the sweep of that 30.5 level first, and then the price pulls back after. So me personally, if I'm going to lean towards shorting, which I wouldn't recommend, if I'm going to do that, though I insist on it, 30.5, 31 would be a logical place after the liquidity has been swept. Having said that, we're still under 70 on the RSI. We got a resistance here. We got to respect the fact that we're starting to plateau. However, there is some patterns forming here. We'll look at that on the hourly. All this being said, the MACD, plateauing, converging still with the stochastic RSI being where it's at on the 4-hour. These are all very, very favorable signs. We do take a look at the moving averages too, minus the 200, which is right there at that $30.5 to $31 range, right there where all the liquidation is at. Seems like a sensible place for the price action to pull back. So what we very well could see here is something along the lines of this, where the price wicks up to that 30.5, 30.8, and then essentially pulls back after that. Okay, so keep in mind a lot of this hinges on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin does fill that CME gap down below at 61K, then I would say AVAX is due for a correction. But if that never happens, and just say Bitcoin runs towards 66,000, for example, I would say AVAX has a lot more juice left in the tank. Hourly time frame, let's quickly note here, Ichimoku, we are looking very, very solid here. This is a really, really good situation, generally letting us know not worth the consideration for a short. And I would say that at this point, it seems logical for the price to try to continue a little bit higher here, okay? Now again, this is a very crude illustration, but we do have somewhat of a bull pennant pattern here forming, and it would make sense for the price to wake up to that $31 range and then tend to fizzle out after that. It could even continue higher, don't get me wrong, but once we set that liquidity, it makes sense for the price to pull back, especially with us being on our 5th wave of the Elliott wave. I really think that we are due to see a correction here relatively soon. But again, if Bitcoin just makes a run for the next few days up to 66K, I think AVAX is going to run with it. Okay, those are some facts there, folks. So that's kind of where we're at there. I'm going to post this playout chart here on our Twitter, Telegram, Discord, YouTube, TikTok is now a thing too. Keep that in mind. But if you're not familiar, I provide illustrations like this to kind of give you some relevant information. Feel free to check that out. And thank you to everybody who is following me there and obviously communicating well. So do me a favor again, hit the like button, comment below, you get a chance. Join us over on CryptoCache.tech if you want to become a better trader. We got a Trading Academy community and signals group. And we do have new slots available as of the 1st of July. First week of the month, we always see a lot of new members coming over. So just bear in mind, we're having a lot of fun over there. So it's a lot of fun. Thanks again for your time. See you soon. Have a good rest of your day. Take care.